Well, happy Thursday, everybody. It is, 20 to 8 right now. Live lookout. Look at the K all lit up on this warm night that we've got. And temperatures are in the 70s and 80s. Still, it's really, really warm out there. And we're going to be flipping that around, all right? So we have a big change in our weather pattern coming up. So if you like really warm weather, like we've had a lot of here recently, then you need to soak up Friday, all right? Then we're going to be talking about rain and storms that impact parts of your weekend. And then fall finally comes in. So there's a lot happening just over the next 3 days. So let's show you what's up and what's going on. This is live, but it's also being recorded, so you could catch the recorded version later on after, I'm no longer here, and you could just scrub through the video and find the parts of the forecast that you need. Also, if you've got questions or comments, I do have Facebook up, and I'll see that at the end, and I can answer any questions that you've got. So I'll probably answer them as I go throughout the forecast, but if not, then feel free to ask. Here to help. All right. So let's get to it. This has been our setup for the pretty much entire month of October, which is weird. All right, let me show you why. Just a sec. It's not working here. Try it the old way. So what's weird about this is very summer-like. Whenever you've got a big hump in the jet like that, so this is the flow of the atmosphere, it's the middle part of the atmosphere. It's about 18,000 feet above the ground. And when you get a big high pressure in there, that means heat wave. If we see that in the summertime, we're thinking, it's going to be in the 90s or triple digits. In October, it means you're in the 80s. It just means really, really warm weather. So these are also really strong. It's tough when you get a high pressure system to anchor. You can see how big this thing is. I mean, it takes up the eastern half of the country. You need a really strong low to come in and bust these things up. And we just haven't had that. So because of that, we've been, not been able to get the fronts to come down. You need a low to drive the front to come in and bring the cooler air. And that's just not been going on until, watch what happens. Oh, now it's gone. And once you get rid of them, it's not that they can't build back, but it's tough. And this is a change in the mechanics of the atmosphere, going from summer mode into winter mode. And once you start getting a low to come in, once you bust, you get rid of the block, now you can have all these lows just kind of keep coming. It opens up the door for them, and they tend to fight off the warm high pressure. And what that means is we're probably done with 80s after tomorrow. It's not a guarantee. Nobody knows for sure, but the pattern suggests that the really warm weather, the 20 plus degrees above normal weather, is probably done tomorrow. It's been really nice. I was out today at the park this morning in t-shirt and shorts. It was great. But I think that was it, other than tomorrow. So we'll see. Heads up. But here we go. Friday, it's up there. We're going to 85. 85. We hit 84 today. And the record for tomorrow is 88, by the way. So we're within striking distance of record heat. All right, so then things will start to change on us. What we're talking about there is the rain. So we're first warning Friday. We've had our eyes on your weekend all week long. It's going to be super warm, and then by evening and into the night, rain and storms come in. And we're letting you know, if you've got plans tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, this is something that could impact what you got going on. Then Saturday, the rain spills over into the morning. So want that on your radar. That's why Saturday gets a highlight with a first warn. A first warn just means this is a day that, weather could play a role in your plans and what you've got going on. You might need to kind of work around it a little bit. So in the morning, I think we're going to be on the back side of it. It's not going to be lightning necessarily, but we've got, the KC Marathon, a big event with thousands of people outside. And there's a shot that it's a little wet to get going. And then in the evening, a big slug of wind looks to come in. So if you had plans to be outside Saturday evening, that's something I would want to be aware of because it's probably going to hit you pretty fast. And then a cool down as we feel like fall finally. If you want to go to the pumpkin patch, Sunday's your day. I think I might do that. All right, let's start here with the rain. Friday morning, we're dry. All right, much of Friday, we're dry. There it is by 4 o'clock. You're driving home from work in Kansas City, we're probably dry. You might see a little rain out to the west get going, but really it's not until 7. This is 7 o'clock whenever we in the First Warn 5 weather team are kicking on the first warn. What that means is there's a reasonable chance that you could have some rain by about 7 o'clock in Kansas City. It's not a guarantee. It's going to start out scattered or patchy, but it's possible there, and high enough chance that that's where we start saying, all right, pay attention. Starting at 7, just know you might see it. But the widespread and heavier rain comes in later. All right, so here I'll back it up a little bit. There comes some thunderstorms by 11, and then 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. So while we're sleeping is going to be the majority of this. That's going to be the most intense rain. That's going to be your best chances to see rain. I think we're going to get rain on Friday night. And it does have a low severe risk. Now, I don't think Friday night is going to be one where we're going to be seeing a swarm of strong storms, or we're going to be seeing super intense severe weather. There's not a tornado risk right now. At least not. You never say never or 0% with severe weather, but the odds are so low it's not anything that we're concerned about. We're just looking at a level 1 out of 5 risk, but nonetheless, it's been a while since we've had a severe risk, and we might have some gusty, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, a spot or two of some hail up to an inch, things that we'll watch out for. It's just possible. So it's kind of like a pre-watch. We might have a severe thunderstorm watch Friday night. Although I really don't even expect that. I don't think we're going to have enough storms to warrant a watch necessarily. But we did just get our new drought update, our drought monitor. And no surprise, we're in severe drought now in Kansas City. So we need rain bad. And this one might be a pretty good rain for a good number of us. Over a half inch, I think, is going to be pretty common. And some of us up on an inch. And if you get caught under a thunderstorm or two, you might get over an inch. By no stretch is it a drought buster, but it's some pretty good rain that we've got. Now let's get to Saturday. And there's 4, we'll take you to 5. And you see we're on the back side of this. So there's a chance that Saturday daylight is really dry in Kansas City the whole way through. But it's a close call for the morning. And some of our computer forecasts linger rain longer than the one I'm showing you here. Some of them have got it up to like 9 or 10. I'm saying up until 8 is what looks reasonable to me, where we have a decent chance for these backside showers. Not lightning necessarily, but some Saturday morning rain, scattered and light, up until about 8 o'clock in the morning. After 8 o'clock, probably going to be pretty well wrapped up with it. So let me show you that. Here's the rest of the day. And yeah, we've got some stuff that's kind of in the area, but it's not much. Most of your day's dry. And we were looking at this evening round that was trying to recharge. That pretty well looks off the table. We're not looking at that right now. So I think Saturday evening is dry. From the latest trends, everything across the board's gotten rid of that. But remember the wind. All right, so here we go. Much of the day, it's not too windy. Now, whenever this front comes in, look at your purples. Those are gusts to 40 miles an hour. That's 7 p.m., and it's getting close to KC, and there's a chance that we get 40, 45 mile per hour wind gusts, and they're going to hit hard, fast. Like, it would go from just maybe a little bit of a breeze to it's pretty windy in 10 minutes or so as that front comes on through. So a 40 mile an hour wind gust is something where you really wouldn't enjoy your being outside. And it's going to be a pretty quick temperature drop too, because that's the cool air coming in, and that's what's going to drop our weekend temperatures down. So you're going to feel fall. We go from 85 Friday, 77 Saturday, mostly cloudy. And the reason why Saturday is cooler is clouds and rain. It's not the cool air yet. But that comes in by Sunday. And Sunday, it is so nice. It's chilly. The morning's going to be in the 40s, like 45 for the morning. And then your afternoon high of 66 is normal. A 20-degree drop from Friday to Sunday. And all that does is take us back to normal. That's just a sign of how warm it's been, how unusually warm. All right, so there's your 7-day. And let's look at Friday. So some of you are probably wondering about Friday night lights. And we've got a 50% rain chance starting at 7, 8, 9, all that. So 50-50 odds that you see a little rain during Friday night football games, high school football games. Then Saturday, here's the marathon. Again, rain chances up till 8. The morning does not look too windy. But light rain is possible, and temperatures are going to be in the 50s and 60s. Looks like Kansas City is going to be in the 60s most likely. Sunday comes in, 45 in the morning. There's chilly. Sunshine, though, and a pretty day. All right, so you're going to be in the 50s for tailgating and then 60s through the game. Really, really nice. Bright blue skies. And then next week, it starts to warm back up on Monday. Then, boom, here comes another front on Tuesday. So that's what I'm talking about. Whenever you get these series of fronts to open up and start sliding in, they tend to keep your temperatures in check. So while it might warm back up, at 76 is well above normal. It's about 10 degrees above normal. So I still think that we will have a warmer than normal fall. It just isn't going to be 80s anymore. It's going to be like upper 60s and 70s generally with temperatures at night. Look at all the 40s we've got in there for next week too. Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. So, yep, it's here. This to me looks like real fall. Took a while, but there she is. So summertime. Wow, we got extended summer hours this year. Okay, so let's see what we've got. I'm looking at the comments here and the questions. Austin, don't be scared about these storms, buddy. I'm telling you. They're just regular thunderstorms, and a couple of them could be a little gusty. All right, so we've had much higher and bigger risk for storms than what we're going to see Friday night. And you too, Danica. This isn't one to worry about. I understand that some of us get scared of storms, and you're probably going to hear some thunder and all that, but inside your house, I promise you, you will be fine. Okay? Yeah, but a lot of people a lot of us are worried about these storms. Guys, I really don't think, could we have power outages? It's possible. It's not likely. I don't see... Whenever you're talking power outages, all it takes is like one storm in your area to knock over a transformer. But for like widespread as power outage is going to be an issue, you would expect a line of, pretty broad area of high winds. And I just don't see that. I think it's going to be really isolated. So is it possible? Yeah, it's possible, but it's not likely. And then Austin, how hot is it going to be on the 31st? Talking about Halloween. Right now, there's a big cool down that is 2 weeks out. So, forecast 2 weeks out, they can be pretty funky. So we'll just have to see. But right now, it looks like there's a big front that comes in and cools us down with highs in the 50s and temperatures at night in the 40s for Halloween. So we'll see. Okay, everybody. That's the latest on my end. I'll have new stuff coming up at 10 o'clock on KCTV5, and we'll see what changes between now and then. So I'll see you there. In the meantime, hope this was helpful. Take care.